wouldn't want a guardian angel like Supernatural's Castiel by our side? We talked to actor Misha about where he sees Castiel going the rest of the season, and this is what he revealed.
So in the next few episodes, Castiel is going to start struggling more with the conflict between his own internal moral compass and the orders that he's getting from above, and he's just dealing with a pretty big, I think, internal struggle, whether he should obey or shouldn't obey, and what's right and wrong. And I think a lot of what's going on with him is that Dean is starting to rub off on him. He's starting to see Dean operate with a lot of certainty and a lot of decisiveness, and I think that, frankly, Castiel kind of envies that and is slowly starting to emulate him more and more in his mind. And I think that Castiel is also starting to have the hints of emotion in him, which for an angel are alien feelings.
Castiel is starting to have feelings. How will this affect him and his angelic duties?
Castiel, I think that being in close proximity to these human beings is starting to make Castiel feel more and more. Somehow, it's like the transitive property. They're rubbing off on him somehow, and he's not quite sure what to do with that. And I think that it makes him a little bit uncertain and a little bit more fragile and certainly more interesting to play.
With all the speculation about Dean leading the army of angels and Sam leading the army of demons, we asked Misha who he thinks Castiel should join forces with.
If it ends up being that the storyline pits, Dean against Sam, Dean with the angels, Sam with the demons, then I guess, sure, I guess I want to be on the side of the angels, because angels are supposed to be good guys, right? But I don't really know how that ultimately ends up playing out. I think it's going to be a lot more, my guess is that it's going to be a lot more complicated and interesting than that just sort of polarized conflict. Because we're starting to see that some angels aren't so good, and some demons maybe aren't so bad. So figuring out how that dynamic plays out is going to be interesting.
We asked Collins what's been his favorite scene to shoot on Supernatural so far, and this is what he revealed.
Uriel and I are going to have a big fight, a big brawl, and I think that's a great scene just because it's a lot of dynamic sort of kung fu fighting, and it was a lot of fun to shoot.
We can't wait to see this, and what would be the reason for such a fight?
I think Castiel and Uriel are going to have a painful breakup. Yeah. Uriel, as far as Castiel knows, Uriel is operating, by the letter of heaven's law, and he doesn't have any emotions, and he doesn't have any feelings at all. Obviously, he doesn't have any feelings for Sam and Dean, and he kind of seems to hate humanity in general, and that pits me and Uriel against one another. And then ultimately, some of, I think, Uriel's darker side ends up coming out.
We have very good news for all those Misha fans out there. The actor will soon be attending his first Supernatural convention.
I'm going to my first convention in the beginning of March. It's going to be in New Jersey, and then there's another one. I'm going to a lot of different conventions. One in Orlando, one in Sydney, one in the UK. It's kind of crazy. I haven't been to one yet, so I don't really know what they're going to be like. But I'm totally looking forward to it at this point. Maybe after the first one, I'm going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I signed up for these. But now it looks like it's a lot of fun. So we'll see. I'll get to meet these fans that I've been hearing so much about.